No, we ain't beeping that out.
And so then Bowie's like, he goes, that was actually a huge moment for me. As he reflected later, he goes, it put me back in my place and made me realize I'm just a cunt in a clown suit.
That's amazing. See, I like him better having heard that story.
Yeah.
Kick ass, man. Kick ass. Cut the clown suit. Oh, I love that. Can't unhear it.
This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
Wicca.
2 in a row.
You have to. Welcome to the Backwards Beats podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel,
I'm Dan Woodard.
and I'm acting like I have a voice right now.
Okay, we'll have one because we have a podcast to do.
Just a little one
Okay.
about some unknown
Unknown?
artist.
Oh, artist.
Today we are exploring the album Scary Monsters and Super Creeps by David Bowie.
That is correct. That's what we're doing.
The album was released in 1980. A fine year for me to be -4.
It was a fine year for Mount St. Helens to blow up.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's a fun factor.
That's a fun fact.
And we have 45 minutes and 48 seconds is the runtime, so not too bad.
Not
Had
too
to
bad.
squeeze it on a vinyl, I'm sure, or an 8-track or whatever the hell you hippies listened to back then.
By 1980, we were yuppies.
Yuppers.
Right.
Yuppers?
Yuppies. I was not. I was a child. But this album comes in at 443 on Rolling Stone magazine's 500 greatest albums of all time list.
That's heavy. Tell me something about this album, or multiple things, please.
So this is going to be interesting. We're talking about David Bowie. I imagine that he will be on this album, on this list more than one time.
I'd say.
So I'll give a little bit of background on him, but not a ton, because I think we'll probably talk about older albums than this one here. It's just kind of weird to start with this one, but I understand if you can't go in chronological order if you're going by quote unquote the best.
That's right. I mean, if you're going to inherit it, this is the first of many Bowies we'll probably inherit throughout the course of this process.
Yeah.
Because Rolling Stone Publications loves to schlob this guy.
So David Bowie, born David Robert Jones in 1947 in London.
Okay.
He developed an early interest in art, saxophone, and avant-garde performance.
I want to have avant-garde performance as something that I'm accredited for.
Yeah. He studied mime and theatrical performance at the with Lindsay Kemp, shaping his later stage persona. And it's kind of interesting to think about David Bowie, I think, because he has such a long-lasting and prolific career. I think it's important to think of him in eras. And he started off with a bunch of collaborators initially rather than a fixed band. Early key figures include Mick Ronson, Trevor Bolder, and Woody Woodsmansey from the Spiders from Mars. And he positioned himself kind of as a shape-shifting solo artist, which I think is an accurate way to put this. And if you think about him in eras, I think what we have is like this, well, there's like a pre-era where he was kind of like the mod hippie guy, mostly acoustic music. But the stuff most people know about is like 1969, 1973 is his breakthrough, his glam rock era. That's where Ziggy Stardust makes his introduction. It's more theatrical rock. Then you have like 1974 to 78. That's his plastic soul and American phase. That's where one of my favorite albums, Young Americans, comes out, Station to Station, and it's got a lot more funk and soul influences. That's where like Fame is on that album.
Yep, that's my tune.
Yeah. Then you move into, he's been into some pretty intense drugs, and he moves off to West Berlin when Berlin was East and West. 1976-79, the Berlin Trilogy. You have Low, another banger album, Heroes, and Lodger. And this is where he collaborated with Brian Eno. It's a lot more experimental, a little bit more ambient, and sort of art rock pivot. And he's increasing this more sonic experimentation. And when we finish with the trio of albums, the Lodger is like the last song in that trio, and it's kind of a transitional closing of that Berlin era. And in 1980, we get Scary Monsters, which was really positioned as a consolidation, bringing back some of the avant-garde ideas, but he had this intention to just embrace the 80s as that stuff was coming in. New wave was coming in, punk was coming in, going out. And he wanted to keep the avant-garde artistry mixed with kind of just write some pop tunes.
Okay.
And so as a result, you get a fairly interesting album from that perspective. If you look at it from that perspective, if you just like say, oh, here's a David Bowie album, go put it on. You're like, well, wait a minute. Where's Changes and where's Major Tom? Well, Major Tom is on this album, but not the song.
He's mentioned, but the song is not here.
The song's not here. Where are those songs? Where's Fame? Where's Heroes? Where are those songs that are really well known? So this album is clearly a departure into the 80s. It's recorded primarily at the Power Station in New York. Most of all the backing tracks were recorded there. And then Gooder Studios is where a lot of the vocals were done, overdubs. Some of the guitar was done there, but most of the backing tracks are Power Station. Power Station, an iconic like 80s recording studio. And you really get some early precursor to some of the 80s styling, specifically on the drums on this album, for better or for worse. And it's produced by David Bowie and longtime collaborator Tony Visconti. And we have some interesting collaborators on here. Some longtime people, Carlos Alomar on guitar, George Murray on bass, Dennis Davis on drums. More well-known potentially is Robert Fripp from King Crimson.
Nasty.
And he was on Heroes. He's the guitar player on that song. Awesome part on that. And then we also have Roy Bittan, who's from the E Street Band, playing piano.
Oh, really? How about that?
Yeah. He's playing piano on this one. And what was kind of interesting about the making of this album is David Bowie was kind of like the architect, but he gave his musicians a lot of freedom to improvise. Sometimes you just give them a framework. There's one song on this album, I know it to be true, but I didn't jot down which one it is, that Robert Fripp was given essentially the framework of the song. Here's the chord, here's the tempo, go ahead and record the solo, and he did it without the backing tracks.
Cool.
And they just comped in the solos. Yeah, so that's kind of
why not? Yeah.
This album was released September 12th, 1980, so after Mount St. Helens, because that was in May of 1980, from my recollection. First album that set him up for his pop era, right? The follow-up to this is the 1983 album Let's Dance. Pop juggernaut album, really catapulted his popularity with songs like Modern Love, China Girl. For that album, there's not a note, even though that album sits purely in the 80s and potentially may suffer from some of the 80s. There's not a note on that album that I dislike.
Got it.
But it's very not Bowie. It's very clean, polished. He still has his affect, but he's like, oh, I can write some pop tunes, and he does successfully on that one. This is the gateway drug to that. This album reached number 1 on the UK album charts, peaked number 12 on the US Billboard 200, certified platinum in the UK. The main singles are Ashes to Ashes and Fashion. They did pretty well on the air. And you can sort of get that when you listen to the arc of this album, those are probably the most digestible, like easily digestible.
They're
tunes.
amongst my two favorites.
Yep. And yeah, this sort of, it's kind of interesting because there's like this two-way influence that goes on here. And I mentioned this person in passing before. This album helped influence early Nine Inch Nails and bands like Blur, actually, and Gary Newman. And Gary Newman's an interesting one because a lot of people think of Gary Newman as trying to copy David Bowie very often. And it even gets mentioned on this album to some extent. There's a little bit of a dig to that. But it is interesting because I feel like Gary Newman gets slept on.
Oh, Gary Newman's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it got on a lot of best albums in the 80s lists, said it is one of his top tier albums. And well, we'll talk about that. And Ashes to Ashes consistently ranked one of Bowie's greatest songs. I saw that. I'm like, really? I can list like 10 other songs I like more than that.
Sure.
I don't dislike the song, but I like the entire Modern Love album better than that song.
There you go.
I like the entire Low album better than that song. I like the entire Heroes album better than that song. So more than 10 songs. Yeah.
There's a few dozen.
Yeah. I like the entire Black Star album more than that song.
I would disagree with that statement.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Indeed.
I do like that song, but one of his top songs, it's okay. So anyway, this is, like I said, this is a capstone to his 1970s experimentation and marks that transition to the 1980s. And it shows him being that musical chameleon, just another version of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the listeners out there who are going, why is Carl uncharacteristically quiet? I don't know that I've expressed this outright, but I come into this having a pretty low opinion on David Bowie. I just don't like him. Now, I'm saying that with very little experience with him. And I know it's an unpopular opinion. It took me a lot of work this past week to the point where we actually extended our window for when we were going to do the podcast by a day so I could get a few more listens in. Mm-hmm. Because I understand how the rest of the world seems to see him. I just don't. But it's hard for me to put aside my what would you call it? My prejudgment of David Bowie and the things I don't like about his work and how I don't really get it because I wasn't there. And I'm trying to be as honest as possible.
Sure.
I worked really hard to give this what I'd consider a fair listen. Glad I did, by the way.
Okay.
I'd say I'm really happy with the research I did, the listens I gave it, the notes I've come up with. I'm in a more comfortable place now.
Good. I'm
Especially knowing coming in that we have probably multiple Bowies I have to get behind.
Yep.
This album...
Well, you don't have to like any of them.
Well, I don't have to like shit. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
and by the way, there's plenty I don't like. But trying to like shed the like you're all this one color type of, music, color, psychologically, not physically. This is the hardest speed bump thus far in our project, where it's been like, damn it, I'm gonna come in judgy on Bowie. I know I am, because I just don't get it. So I'm working on getting it, but I put a lot of work into this listen.
Hey, that was me on Daddy Yankee.
Yeah, and it's just tough, Yep. And so I appreciate you carrying the front of this. It's really nice that you got to actually live through a lot of the good Bowie stuff and like catch some of the relevance. It just was never mine. It's never been mine. The most Bowie I ever got into was, I know 2 or 3 songs I've covered over time that are pretty good. Like Fame is, one it's always been the repertoire. And I enjoy that song. And then when he passed, I felt compelled to listen to Black Star, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I know that doesn't listen to Black Star doesn't give you the understanding of the thing that is, right?
Yeah.
Not even this does, but it was closer.
Sure.
So,
like I said, he's transitioned so many times to different things. After the 80s, he took a break. He was in Tin Machine. He was just like a band member.
yeah,
right?
it's so wild to me that if you look at him in the greater category, in my mind, I still just hear different versions of the same thing, but I do like the breadth.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the wideness of scale he was willing to visit, and I think what I've learned to understand literally this morning was like David Bowie's more an idea
Yeah.
than like a talent per se. Sure, I'm positive he's a talent. I know he is. I can talk about why he is. I don't always like it, but I think there's just this push that he had. I was talking to my mom about it. She's like, remember, Carl, he changed like everything. And then he changed like for music for our era. Then he did it again.
Right.
And so like as a mover, I want to respect that. So hard when you weren't there for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
It's hard to feel the effect of it. And honestly, it's hard to find modern examples of people who are doing that too,
Yep.
where it's that loud, because in 1980 or F that, like go back to 69,
Yep.
when it's really hitting, music was so pigeonholed. Access to music. The biggest deals were in the 20s, not the 20 millions.
Right.
We're so flooded in access to music now. It's hard to tell who's leading what charge. I mean, you can get behind like the whole Jack White thing.
Yep.
I can see what he's done. Not his biggest fan, but tell you what, our listening exercises made me go, hell yeah, man.
Yep.
And some of my students I teach who are like huge fans of Show Me Something, hell yeah, man. I'd like to get there with Bowie. I'm gonna work my hardest to do it. There's my disclaimer. I felt like I had to say it.
I think it's good. Good setting the stage.
That's right. But it's nice to be sitting across from somebody who has a good, like, Rolodex of Bowie knowledge.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, you just said you liked several whole albums more than you liked my favorite song on this album, so that's a start.
Yeah. And like I said, I do like that song. But
Indeed.
shall we move along?
We shall take a break and then move along.
Nap Wars. Rosa swore she'd never close her eyes again, not after what happened to Javier in the quarterfinals. But when destiny whispers through a heavy velvet curtain, she has no choice but to succumb. 12 competitors, one chaise lounge, and a blood oath of silence. In this house, no one leaves until someone dreams in fluent Spanish. From the creators of Sábados de Sangre and El Bebé de Nadie comes the most controversial reality telenovela of the decade, Nap Wars. The passion is real, the drool is imminent, the snoring unforgivable. And now, live from Guadalajara, Dios mío, she's down. Rosa is down. Full lateral tuck. Left ankle butterfly folded behind the right calf. The classic Veracruz cradle. Look at the form. No movement, no tension. Total darkness. And Javier, he's drifting. Pillow angle is sitting at a lethal 39 degrees. That's deep incline, suicidal for the sinuses. If he hits stage 3 at that pitch, the mucus backflow will be catastrophic. Wait! Santa Madre de la Siesta. Look at the lids. He's ramming. We've got eye flutter. We've got a micro frown. He's dreaming of his mother's betrayal. It's getting ugly, folks. The breathing is rhythmic. This might go to a sudden death snore. Nap Wars. No mercy. No alarms. Solo el sueño eterno. My mother didn't like what I was doing that one time when I was on the moon bounce. She said, Javier, you stop it right now. Get out of there, cabron.
Have you ever had someone knock on the door and say, come on, shit or go blind?
No. It sounds very threatening. If someone did that to me, I'm throwing fists.
Yeah. What do you think that means?
Shit or go blind? I mean, if someone walks up to my door and tells me to defecate.
Now imagine you're in the bathroom and that's the door they're knocking on.
Oh, okay. Understood. That's a very big difference. The go blind threat's kind of funny. Are they putting a hex on me?
Well, what is an activity that one might do that people used to say you could go blind from doing?
Oh, chicka, chicka, chicka. Yeah.
Yeah.
As Billy Joe said so famously, when masturbation's lost its fun, you're fucking lazy. Shit or you'll go blind. No, yeah, that's it. I thought you meant like someone coming to my physical abode.
No.
No, you're getting dropped, bro.
Yeah. Let's go. Come
Don't
on.
tell me how to do my business.
Yeah. Come on, shit or go blind.
It's a nice line.
Yeah.
All right, so this album's 10 songs, weighs in just under around call 45 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. And which I think is pretty reasonable. I listened to 2 versions of it, right? So what Spotify will offer you is the 2017 remaster. Mm-hmm. The second I see that, I think to myself, for the sake of this podcast, I have to go find the OG for production notes.
Right.
Because we talk about production quite a bit. So I listened to the original thrice over.
Okay.
And then moved into the 17.
Okay.
I will tell you objectively, clear as day, I much prefer the 2017 to the original.
Okay.
They cleaned it up wildly.
They did, yeah.
It's just the separation, the tamping of reverb, some pretty decent compression, some taking out middle boxiness. My God, is there a lot of sound in the middle of this mix?
Yeah.
So my last, 8 listens would be on the 2017 remaster.
Yep.
I have production notes about both. I'll try and use them sparingly, and when I say them, I'll make a point to talk about which version I would think I was speaking of.
Yeah.
But to anybody who might be, kind of pussyfooting in like me, I would highly recommend, if you want to like this experiment, jump into the 17. I can't always say that the remasters are good. Here, I want it, and you do too.
I agree, because I actually had this on cassette, so I didn't have the same fidelity that I actually have now, right?
Sure.
But-
Cassette was not great fidelity.
Right. But, I mean, I had a pretty good boombox. But, I agree. I was surprised because I hadn't paid attention at first. I just put it on. I'm like, this sounds a little better than I remember it. And I was like, God, was the cassette that bad? I'm like, oh, it's the remaster. So
Yeah, the remaster's that good.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely, it's worth a thumbs up here.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, so song number 1, It's No Game, Part 1. Talk to me about this tune.
So this is featuring the Japanese vocals of Michi Hirota.
So it is Japanese. Nice.
Yes, it is.
I went, is this Japanese?
Yeah.
French? Portuguese?
And well, the first thing is it starts off with some noise.
It's like a tape sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it Scary Monsters?
I think it's tape sound.
Yeah, it's tape sounds because there's a count in.
No, it's in orders of things it could be tape sound, Hot Snakes, then Scary Monsters.
Yes. And hot snakes can be scary monsters. So you have that, which is, it's supposed to be, it's confrontational, but it's not as confrontational as when Bowie comes in and just like is screaming his head off.
Literally screaming. Well, you have like this reel up of tape. So cool, we're starting the project.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, it ends on it winding down.
Yep.
So like that's, bookends.
Yep.
Hooray.
Yeah.
And she just starts blurting shit out.
Yep.
And it's in really high fidelity, especially in the remaster.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, I wonder what she's saying. I never looked it up.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, cool. We're doing some artsy stuff here.
Yeah.
I'm into it. And then the bellow of this dude.
And it's obviously it's very intentional because what you actually have is a fairly standard tune behind it. You have this driving A thing, dun, 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 that bass line that's going on.
Yes.
And then he's just losing his mind. I mean, the whole song is about Cold War anxiety and a bunch of, of that subtext that's going on. And so you have that going on, a pretty basic song. I've never liked that vocal performance. When I got this as a gift, and I'd already had a couple other Bowie albums. And when this came in, I'm like, I fast forward.
It's dog shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I feared coming in.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I don't like David Bowie is because I don't like certain things in life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like face paint. I don't like over theatrical shit. And I certainly don't like this style of singing at all. Never have, never will.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my sister loved the Labyrinth, and I'd have to leave the house. I was like, get this shit out of here. It's just how strongly I feel about it.
Sure.
I can't help myself. I'd love to love Bowie.
Yeah.
But I don't. But so when it opened this way, I was like, damn it. Look for the bright side. Woosa.
Yeah.
I like his band a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They sound awesome. And I wouldn't call it a terribly basic rock tune. It was kind of swingy and kind of industrial.
Yep.
And for me, breaching 1980, I feel like this is kind of trend setting.
It is, especially when you add in Robert Fripp's guitar.
Robert Rips, you mean?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's the soul-saving factor of the song for me that makes me put it above the waterline.
Mm-hmm.
Not even David Bowie's crap vocals could do that much damage, and all the other sound distractions.
Right.
But you have a real solid drum line and a great bass line, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
This album's full of actual bass lines, not humping root notes, like cool things you'll hum later.
Right.
That will go on throughout the course of this album. My favorite note that I have in this song is, I said, Robert Fripp is playing this kind of cool line that reminds me of if you took the Sweet Child of Mine line to a fucked up carnival.
That happens later too.
No, it does 100%.
Yeah.
It's it's a reprise of this, but
Yeah.
he's got so much leash to run on.
Yeah.
And he's using all of his color.
Yeah.
He stands out big time, and for the better, in my opinion.
He does. And in spite of Bowie's, because I've never liked that, right? I appreciate the art he's trying to make. I don't like it.
I don't. I just don't like it. At some point in time, you're not making a statement to me. Right. I'm going to be very honest. Not popular opinion here. I get it, y'all. However, that is not a strong way to kick off your album in my mind. If you want to show me that you're furious, sound furious.
Right.
Which he can do. He shows us later.
He sure does, yeah.
Because what I learned about Bowie over the course of this album is he has so many voices. Mm-hmm. And some of them are convincing and some of them are great.
Yeah.
And I knew a few were great coming in. This character sucks.
It does. And the thing is, the only thing that's saving any of that is the vocal harmonies in the chorus.
The harmony is good. It's well written, but the tracking's so damn sloppy. Every voice enters at a new time and falls off at a different time. It's like some effort, guys. And if there's an artsy statement to be made here, you didn't make it well enough. Because I was trying. I'm walking in with grace. I'm like, please, convince me.
Right. That's why when I knew we were doing this, and knowing your feelings on Bowie, I'm like, this is not how it introduced you, because you've got to start off with this train wreck.
It's not good. Like I said, the band's good. I kind of like the actual song and format. He does have a moment. So he goes through, I guess kind of a verse, pre-chorus, chorus thing.
Yep.
Twice over. Then he goes down to this clamped in kind of speaking line that's stacked.
Right.
Loved that.
Yep.
Convincing as hell. And I like his accent in there and the way he's speaking there. And I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
And then he just goes off to, turn into a bomb alarm again.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I wish that he was actually reined in on it, because, eventually he is, because the song is reprised at the end and we get a different version of this song. But not a strong opening from that perspective. If you were saying everything sounds good in this song except for David Bowie.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And some producer failed to as you said, rein them in, or just like keep the shit in line and just like get the harmony walls right.
Yeah.
And let him yodel over it. That's fine.
Right.
But even those were so yuck. Yeah, he unfortunately just, pissed on the icing there. But what I did get immediately is I really like the band. I love the freedom of the band. Their ability to kind of travel. Solo's awesome.
Yeah.
It's Fripp. So yeah.
Yeah.
And that's enough. I never skipped that song. I feel like it was really important. I ingested it. I didn't much love the Japanese chick blurting out stuff out of nowhere 6 times.
I love it at the beginning.
It was cool once or twice.
Yeah.
I would be cool at beginning and end. But he'll be like just finishing up like third stanza in second verse, and all of a sudden, blah, 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 and you're just like, what? Holy shit. Don't do that.
Yeah.
The song feels like very manic.
Which is intentional, but
it's to an extent.
Yeah.
But you go past, you left your listener behind in my mind.
Well, a couple weeks ago when we talked about the Close to the Edge by Yes, the beginning of that song is manic. It's
music dork manic.
Yeah.
I don't know which one this fits, because trust me, things I don't want to do. Take a hallucinogen and turn this song on. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll do that for Yes.
And he was he was I think he was clean at this point.
That's why.
Yeah.
A little false confidence there, bruv.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll stop beating him up there.
That's fine.
Because we move into song number 2, Up the Hill Backwards. First of all, kick-ass name for a song.
Bo Diddley Beat.
Dude, it toys with it for a good second.
Yeah. And then it doesn't. But yeah.
And then it disappears. As they will do throughout the course of the album, the band too can become a little dodgy in their actions.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, this tune here has this really odd 7 thing going on.
Yeah. But it's almost like a halftime.
It's like a halftime 7 that flirts with the Bo Diddley feel.
Yeah.
Which is the boom, tung, 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 tung. I like Candy Beat for those who missed it.
Yeah.
And it adds in this 7th hard beat of like the static from the movie The Ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really cool once you get a grasp of it.
Yeah.
It's also really, really awkward to inherit at the very beginning of the song.
Yeah.
Because you're like, where is the pulse?
Yeah. Because you're going uphill backwards. You're going to stumble.
Well, that's the craziest part
Yeah.
of it. And then you get some neat percussive elements.
Yeah.
There's like this clave playing like a couple real straight beats.
Yep.
And like a little funny bell.
Yeah, I don't know what that is,
It's
but yeah.
so textured.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like you ever seen that tree of bells that gets smaller like
Yeah,
an
yeah,
icicle? I feel like it's just hitting one of those.
Yeah, very well could be. Yeah. Yeah.
But this song immediately does 2 things for me.
Okay.
It's tighter.
Yes, it is.
It's not nearly as sloppy. The production on it is cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
The elements are all there to speak. They're sitting in really good frequency ranges. We've tamped back, something I didn't mention in the first song on both the initial release and the 17 release is there's a slap back fucking verb. So it feels like you doubled the drum set and poorly,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really, it puts a lot of information into the center of this mix that's not necessary, especially when he's kind of going bananas.
Yeah.
Here we've tightened everything up and we've traded it in for a much bigger, longer, beautiful wall of sound.
Yep.
Not Spectre worthy, though there's one down the road.
Yep.
And you end up with this kind of better palette.
Yeah, I would agree. And I believe that they used, for part of that, the reverb chain was an Eventide device that they threw into the reverb chain. It's normally used to create harmonies.
Yep.
And so that's sort of an interesting effect. And you can see it was really designed to make the thing sound more gated. And
Interesting.
so,
I mean, it
yeah.
did that. The gating of the 80s generally just annoys me anyway. I understand, practically speaking, I absolutely understand it.
Yeah.
Effect-wise, gating in the 80s is like what, T-Pain's auto-tune was in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Just totally use the crap out of an effect.
Yeah.
Type of scenario. Luckily, they fell slightly victim to it, not full victim to it.
Right.
On this particular album.
Right. And I feel like that was sort of like the Power Station thing. Like, I feel like that sound was perfected at the Power Station.
Yeah, I think it's part of their identity.
Yeah.
Their sonic identity.
It's part of the power.
The power. Tell you what, you come out of the 7 groove, though, you get this verse. First verse, they really tease you. Because they go to this 1 and 3, boom, spots, boom, groove.
Yeah.
And after about 2 bars, they go, nope, English 4, rest of the song.
Rest of the song's English 4. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the English 4 sounds good.
Yeah. It's just a way to bring up the energy. But
It was wild.
I kind of, we made fun of the producer and Miranda Lambert for letting the drummer just do all of the parts.
Exactly.
Right. Like, oh, you just played 11 cool grooves in one song. Here, I kind of wish that from an arrangement perspective, when that English 4 came in, we would go back to that more of a halftime feel.
Well, that's the kicker.
And then bring it in at the outro.
Thank you. Perfectly put.
Yeah.
The English 4 as a beat, a groove, allows you to play cut time, full time, or double time. Pretty, you could flow through them through the English 4 easier than when you're playing a more fat back type of beat.
Yeah.
And so, English 4, for those out there, is where you're throwing your snare drum or your clap on the 1 beat and your kick on the 3, so you're alternating.
Yeah.
So tek tuk versus boom tat boom ta. And so think like it almost turns into. I mean, English 4 had to have been one of the main reasons, like what we call like traditional punk or into like pop punk beats exist.
Yeah.
That like was the original force of double time. People just figured out how to put kick drums in it.
Yeah.
And so English 4's drive beats. And this is a great song for it. Because vocally, I suddenly like David Bowie.
Well, good.
Because he's tame. There's a wall of him. He's singing so precisely.
Because he can.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear you can.
Yeah.
Which makes me even more pissed the first song exists.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, I know you can. Why would you do this dog shit over here when you have a great song here?
Right.
I love this tune. It was such a nice follow-up. And to see all of the production reined in, become tight, good singing, interesting groove, a bass line that I think is maybe the best on the album.
Yeah. Could be.
Yeah, what I love about this bass line is it is independently a good bass line with movement. It also is playing alongside the melody without playing the melody.
Yeah.
Which is so engaging and so fun and so thoughtful. And you have a band who's going to back that up, so your bass player now has a little more freedom.
Right.
It's so funny how quick I turned a corner.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing.
Week and a half, but...
And then you have an outro solo.
Oh, slamming. Get out of my face. Dude, most of these songs have an outro solo.
Yeah.
And all of them are fantastic.
Yeah.
Every one of these solos kicks total ass.
Yeah.
I can't gush enough
about
the guitar solos. And even like the guitar lead work in the verses is so good.
Yep.
My least favorite song is killer guitar lead work. We'll get there.
Oh, I bet I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is miles better than where we started.
Agreed. Agreed.
And I'm also like excited to see some breadth now.
Yeah.
I've seen 2 different styles. And it's not that I didn't like style 1. I just didn't like the performance over style 1.
Sure.
But I'm happy both of these exist. I very much like the performance over style 2. Respect.
Yep.
Good job, Bowie. I feel like I'm absolutely dominating this conversation, so please push me away.
It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, the ending jam over that interlude groove.
Yeah.
So they end the song over the weird 7 thing, but then they break it and go into a very modern Boots and Cats type thing, which was the original verse.
Yes.
So they're not afraid to play with styles, and I feel like having 3 styles in one song is very reined in.
It is, yeah, because because where they can go or where they've chosen to go in certain places.
Fantastic.
Yep.
And he backs off. So it's like Bowie's given his band the ability to just go be a band. And I appreciate that as the name artist producer, especially after you've had X amount of albums.
Yeah.
Great dude. You do you.
Shall we move on?
We should. Title track, Scary Monsters.
And Super Creeps.
So, the first two songs, 4.2 million listens, 4.7 million listens. Scary Monsters jumps up to 24.8, so almost 25 million. Mm-hmm. Not a short song, 5 minutes and change.
It's long. I'll tell you this about this song. When I first saw the title, I wanted it to be more Scary Monsters than it is.
Oh, yeah, I find this song to be fairly flat.
Yeah. This is more new wave.
They're using a ton of fun effects.
Yeah. And I get like a hybrid between like Joy Division and Iggy Pop. Like
So-
Iggy Pop, like Lust for Life.
Yeah,
Iggy Pop.
the Iggy Pop thing, actually, I'll take that for presentation.
Yep.
I don't know Joy Division stuff very well, so I'm going to stay out of that conversation. I don't think this is bad vocal performance either.
No.
It's not the Bowie prototype I dislike.
Mm-hmm.
I very much appreciate him playing with all of the voice, I think there's some sort of like a breakup filter. There's some sort of flanger. There's definitely some pitch shifting.
Yep.
That's fun. They could have gone more extreme.
They could have. But I've got to imagine that Trent Reznor took some influence from this song.
Yeah, I give it to him.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that he could have used if he wanted to make this a little more experimental is his band actually played very safe behind him.
And that's what I mean by I wish it was scarier.
Me too. It's actually kind of just like
I wish it was
It's-
closer
it's
to Tim Machine.
eighth
you know?
note pulse on
Yeah.
the bass and like a duka chaka, down the middle drum.
Yeah.
The guitar's doing what he can. I suppose it's Fripp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's out of control.
He's playing bananas. He's also buried.
For most of it, yeah.
Which is fine because it's probably quite distracting against your main vocal.
Yeah.
But yeah, there wasn't anything like I wanted to hear like you talk about Trent Reznor.
Yeah.
Or no, I went Rob Zombie here, and that's actually who I meant. So Trent's out of the conversation. I'm going Rob Zombie.
Okay.
Think about how heavy a burn with the witches and dark,
Yeah.
like that industrial, like wheelhouse, hard whistle,
Yeah.
groove push down the middle. There's a way the band could have been bigger and sloppier. They were more intimidating in It's No Game, song number 1, than they are here.
Right. Which is by definition a much more chill song.
Agreed entirely.
Yeah.
So little disconnect there. I agree with you, especially considering the name and the title track.
Right.
I don't know why you'd call this a title track. It's not the best song on the album by a long run.
It's not, but I think with what we've heard, I get it. There's a gimmick to this, and for its time, I feel like because it's pushing that new wave sound, that combination new wave punk. I think that's what people are hitting on more than anything.
I said this is a blueprint for indie music to come. Mm-hmm. And so you got to go through new wave, punk, post-punk, just to get to indie anyway.
Yep.
And indie's not actually a genre, as we all know. Indie
Yeah.
just independent music. But like the permissive aspect, but just feels a little safe.
Yeah. And then, so do you notice in the outro, I've always thought this, there's a melody that he's singing in the outro, which is essentially Dancing With Myself by Billy Idol.
I heard that. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the song.
Yeah.
He has interesting melodies. There's clear that there's unlike we talked about Fiona Apple's album last week, right? And
That's right.
Classically trained, and what you can do with a motif, especially on limited chords.
Right.
He's also quite interesting what he chooses to do. I mean, this song's not a lot of chord changes either.
Not really.
And so kind of the boxes that he picks, I don't know. It just resonates in my head. But yeah, I heard that. He does a lot of these kind of licks that you go, did he do that first or did so-and-so? And
Right.
I don't look it up, but I want to know.
Well, certainly this was before
Yeah,
that Billy Idol song, but
indeed. So I give respect in the sense that I know a lot of people could take from this. This song doesn't offend me, but doesn't spark any fires.
yeah, I could dance the robot to it.
It's fine. If it comes on, I'd probably skip it.
Yeah.
But not with disgust.
Yeah.
just out of boredom.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to listen to 5 minutes of it.
I think that's always been my problem with it because I don't dislike this song. It's just I feel like it goes on too long. It doesn't develop enough for my liking.
Unlike the next song.
Right, which I said I like 3 albums more than, but I do really like this song quite a bit.
Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah.
And talk about a popular opinion. So Scary Monsters, title track of this album was at just under 25 million. Mm-hmm. Ashes to Ashes, 124 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, think about this. You have this great, cool keyboard hook to come in with slap bass behind it.
It's such a groove. It's such a moment. It's clean.
It's actually spookier than Scary Monsters.
It is.
With that
And
group.
it sets just a tone.
Yeah.
And they sit on it for a sec.
Yeah.
Like songcraft wise, better.
Yep. This is a sequel to Space Oddity, right? So Major Tom comes back.
I don't know any of this.
So Ground Control to Major Tom is that song, right? So
Familiar with the song.
Yeah. So that's called Space Odyssey.
Yep.
I don't know if you know that, and so this is the sequel. This is the closing the door on Major Tom. We realize that after being lost in space, Major Tom's a junkie, and is closing the door on his drug abuse era as well. And this is actually one of his big hits.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah. And this also has one of the most, at least for the time, the most expensive music videos it was ever made.
What?
It was right before.
We're watching that afterwards.
Yeah, it doesn't age that well, but and it was right before MTV's like real release.
Oh, so he like went in
Hard
on like private production. Probably wasn't even building. They didn't know what their spec was at the time.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it was like digital production because he's walking dressed as like this Perot clown on this beach, and the ocean is all like technicolored out, like digitally painted out, which was kind of a big deal for 1980.
Sure.
There's a funny story about we have to hit the explicit button, or I can just censor this out. But he was on the beach, and a beachcomber like disrupted the proceedings, and the director's like, "Hey man, you know who this is?" And the beachcomber dog walker walks up and he goes, "Of course I do. It's some cunt in a clown suit."
No, we ain't beeping that out.
And so then Bowie's like, he goes, "That was actually a huge moment for me." As he reflected later, he goes, "It put me back in my place and made me realize I'm just a cunt in a clown suit."
That's amazing. See, I like him better having heard that story.
Yeah.
Kick ass, man. Kick ass. Cut in the clown suit. Oh, I love that.
And so in the UK, that's not as offensive of a word. They use it like they use hello.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
They use that word quite a bit.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this tune's great. Besides just a great vibe set up by the band.
Yeah.
I like his singing here.
Mm-hmm.
Cool octave singing to the song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like buying in. I'm 4 songs in. Didn't like your first song, like hard pass. Yep. Thought that Up the Hill's vocal approach was kind of fun and light, and I was like, cool, new version. Scary Monsters, not offended, not a fan.
Yeah.
This to me was the moment I went, haha, I'll listen to this one again.
Yeah.
It's such a vibe. I want to cover this.
Yeah, it's a really good song.
Yeah.
As much as shade as I threw, wasn't the shade I was throwing earlier wasn't my dislike for the song. It was the contention that's one of the best songs he ever wrote.
Got it.
That's really, I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's probably the best song on the album.
I for me, the answer is yes, it is.
There's other songs I really do like, but this one. Yeah.
This is the first time that the guitar solo actually felt unnecessary.
Yeah, it's overdone. It's
like, okay, cool. Like you did your thing. I understand you bought yourself the golden goose, but give it a break.
Yeah.
Because this song already had such a cool vibe. It didn't need it.
Right.
And that's the kind of restraint I feel like it's the same kind of restraint he lacked on the first song in his vocals. It's like, guys, dial this in and you actually have a cool piece of work here.
Yeah.
It's not that the guitar didn't kick ass. It did, but it took me out of my mood, took me out of being part of it, you know?
Yeah.
And I have no background on this, so distracting, but good. Rest of it sounds awesome. Really nice soundscape that they built here.
Yeah.
Really nice soundscape. And, the production here, the biggest note was that the remaster really brings life into it.
It really does. I was surprised, actually, because I've always liked this song when I had it on cassette, and I didn't do exactly the same, but like I said, I listened to this one kind of by mistake, and then I found the other one, the original version of it.
You get separation of your instruments here. They tamp your reverb out a little bit, and you get some slight more modern compression, so it doesn't feel jolty.
Yeah.
This is a real smooth ride. I'd recommend this song to anybody who just wanted to kind of like vibe out on this album.
Yeah.
Start here. I'll actively listen to this song again. It's a lot for Carl.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the peak of the album for me so far. Anything else?
No. Listen to Ashes by David Bowie off of Scary Monsters and Super Creeps.
It's actually kick-ass, yeah. And it's followed up by a pretty damn good song, too.
It is.
Which is Fashion.
Fashion.
And it's so funny, the fall off here, I would think that this would have more. This felt very posh and modern and very MTV playable, per se, or whatever was there at the time. This felt to me like it should have performed higher than the almost 24 million listens. Like, to me, this song blows Scary Monsters out the water.
Yeah, it's a dancey tune. It's actually structurally very similar to Golden Years. You know that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also has a lot of the same chops as like, it has a lot of the same feel that you'll get from like Let's Dance.
Yeah.
Even some of the same feel that you'll get out of Fame. And I only know a handful of his songs. I probably know 8 Bowie songs before coming into this album.
Yeah.
But you can hear the trappings. And this one to me had some of that charm to it. I really liked. I like when he kind of does the speaky thing. A band I love who, enters in the 80s is Talking Heads. And talk about objectively bad singers who just have so much charisma, I don't give a shit.
Yep.
Bowie could have been that guy for me. Isn't.
No,
David.
He's a better singer than David Byrne.
Oh, yes. But David Byrne, I like more. So, explain that, right? It's wild.
Yeah.
It's actually wild.
Yeah.
But I like David Byrne a lot more. I'm more forgiving to him for some reason. I don't know. There's an authenticity. I think it's a production thing for me, too. A simplicity thing. A risk-taking thing. I don't know. Certainly an exposure thing.
Right.
I'm not making excuses. All I'm saying is that I see how these sit in the same boat.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is great because very few things sit in the same boat as Talking Heads.
Yeah.
I see how Prince can draw from this, too.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yep. So the reason I was looking down here because I have a quote. But go ahead and talk about Prince a
Is
little
your
more.
quote, "We are the Goon Squad and we're coming to town, beep, beep"?
No.
Because that's a great line.
That is a great line. Yeah. Yeah, but go ahead and talk a little bit more about Prince in this one. And then I'll get to my quote.
I don't know that I have so much to say, but you end up Prince is, to me, I find Prince to be just a fantastic artist. I will always have qualms with that oversaturation of production and how heavily they leaned into just this absolute dirt sound that they thought sounded fantastic in New Age.
Yep.
In hindsight, it's just like, God, this is a chore to listen to. It's not fun for my ears.
Right. Like Raspberry Beret is a good song that sounds like crap.
It sounds like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Doves Cry. Another great example of a song I really like. And it's just like, God, could you guys slather more bullshit onto this track?
Yeah. That one doesn't bother me as much because the opening guitar licks and that so
I can
good.
see through them.
Yeah.
And so
And I grew up with Purple Rain in my ears a lot. So I'm more desensitized to it, but you're not wrong.
But I could see all of this flirting in the same basket, specifically this song.
Yeah.
I could see this song influencing songs like Vogue in the future, not because of the production, but because of the attitude.
Yeah.
I really like this part of David Bowie.
Yeah.
I learned over the course of this past week.
Yeah.
I just think this is a cool version of him. I get this version. I stand behind this song. I like the energy of this song. The groove for the band is awesome.
Yeah.
It's simple. and it's driving. It's forward. This is obviously meant to push a dance floor at a nice moderate tempo.
Yeah. So the quote in here, there's a bunch of quotes about things that it was compared to. And saying, the nonsense syllables of Talking Heads' Psycho Killer.
Oh, hey, called one.
Yep.
Nice, okay.
And the commenter said, author James E. Perrone further likened to Fashion's commercial danceable sound to the Talking Heads, referring to it as the best David Bowie song that David Byrne didn't play.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad my ear's in tune.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the Talking Heads aren't without their shit tracks too. So I can talk plenty of the shit there.
Yep.
This is great. I mean, and to go from honestly, like outside of It's No Game, Uphill Backwards is great.
Mm-hmm.
Scary Monsters is tolerable for me, but Ashes into Fashion is like just such a good moment on the album.
I agree. And it's actually a fantastic way to end side one.
Is that where side one ends?
Yeah, it ends at Fashion.
No shit.
Yep.
Well, take a little break. Take a little break. Take a little break. Take a little break with me.
This week in music.
This is your Backwards Beats Week in Music for the week ending in May 2nd, 2026. The touring slump hits major pop acts around the globe. Artists like Post Malone and Meghan Trainor are postponing or canceling their tours amid what insiders call blue dot fever, industry slang for large blocks of unsold seats. This issue points to a broader mismatch between arena-sized touring ambitions and actual demand, with high ticket prices and oversaturation likely driving weaker sales, not to mention the economy. And also this week, Megan Thee Stallion exits her Broadway run of Moulin Rouge, the musical. Megan wrapped her limited stint in Moulin Rouge this weekend, drawing a high-profile crowd that included none other than Cardi B on closing night. This crossover underscores how major touring artists are increasingly using Broadway and other theatrical runs as brand extensions. Lastly, the artist Drake debuts selective silence sets during his club appearances. Is this a TikTok trend? Who knows? Fans say Drake has been showing up to his club dates, playing his full tracks, but refusing to rap along, instead silently nodding while mouthing only his ad-lib lines. This leans into Drake's already polarizing live reputation. Prior to this, Justin Timberlake was caught doing the same on stage more recently, where he just expected the crowd to sing for him. Is this the new cool? Or should the crowd start rapping their cables for them as well? That has been your Backwards Beats Week in Music for the week of May 2nd, 2026. And don't forget to salt your melons. Thumb with the bump on it. Oh, it's true though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Give me an asset.
Better be, or else I'm quitting.
Yeah.
Call me Quentin Tarantino. Welcome to the second half of this fine episode. We are reviewing Scary Monsters, and Super Creeps. Creepy. David Bowie's seminal release of 1980. It's on the Rolling Stone Top 500 Albums of All Time list at 443. So, about time they get some Bowie on here, some would say.
Some would say that.
And you know what?
What?
5 songs into the album, I might say, like, yeah. Okay. I'm kind of into this. Except we walk into the song Teenage Wildlife.
All right. This is the opener for side 2 of the album.
Song number 6.
Yeah.
It's sitting at a balmy 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this is the David Bowie voice that I have grown to know and hate.
Okay. Why is that?
Oh, it's just him doing that horrid vibrato as he kind of moans over the whole song. What pains me about this song is I think the bones of this song are fantastic. What pains me about this song actually, though, which I discovered today, I found the way to describe it. I hate the vocal performance of what I think a generation of people who were so stoked to get this album in their hands think was like the best, like the high school sing it loud anthem, huge power feeling. I'm so mad to think that one might think I don't understand the gravitas or appreciate the energy of this song. I simply don't like his stupid fucking voice, Dan.
That's too bad. I actually do like this song. It's not as good as what I feel like this is a sequel to. I feel like this is a sequel to Heroes.
Which is a better song.
It's a better song.
Objectively speaking.
Similar structure, no hook.
Wow, no hook after 7 minutes?
Yeah. And then another English 4.
Yeah,
comes
mostly,
in.
yes.
Yep. But this is one where the guitar solo, my note is, this solo is equal parts beautiful and inappropriate.
Yes, inappropriate is a great word, but I don't seem to care because I'm looking for anything to distract me from the vocal timbre of this man.
Yeah, because, well, and when I say it's inappropriate, is it starts off with this flourish of notes, which doesn't make any sense.
What a run. I thought it was a synthesizer at first until I was like, that's clearly a guitar.
Yeah. It's an impressive flourish of notes.
And it's covered in chorus and 9 million delays.
Right. It just doesn't fit the song, but it turns into a really nice melody, a nice soulful melody that goes through the solo.
It like holds itself
Yeah.
for the rest of the song effectively.
Yeah.
There's actually a really beautiful, lush wall of sound here. And I like the anthematic approach.
Yep.
It's hard to make an English 4 an anthem.
Yeah.
Pulled off entirely.
Right.
Congratulations.
Yep.
It's also hard to make the song interesting after 4 minutes.
It goes on too long, and the lyrics on this one are interpreted as one of his critiques against some of the copiers, like Gary Newman. This is the
is the dig?
This is the
okay,
dig.
cool. Good to know. I was wondering what he was kind of rambling about.
Yep. And so there's a little bit of mockery. So I think that's what you're getting here with his vocal timbre. Because if this is like so freaking meta, which if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit, right? So if he's making fun and critiquing people who are mimicking him, then is he mimicking them mimicking him, which not beyond him to do that. And I think because I agree, he's not hitting on all cylinders like timbrely. It doesn't bother me because in general, his voice does not bother me. In general, I enjoy his voice. Sometimes when he does his like Katharine Hepburn vibrato.
Well, that's my note.
Right.
It's this wild, flamboyant, very pitchy vibrato.
Right.
Over this like full throat sound.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of, who else do I hate? Morrissey. Perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Took a page from this dude's book.
Yeah.
Just obnoxious singer.
Yeah.
Sorry, Smiths fans out there, and specifically Morrissey fans. Not sorry. I do not like that sound.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This full throat guttural thing y'all doing. I mean, I like the band Future Islands, who are hot-ish now, right? And have been. And even he likes to touch on that a little bit. And I'm like, yo, back up, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see the greatness there.
Yeah.
What I have a hard time seeing here is just him absolutely going buck wild. It's like we're back to square one again. I can't take you seriously if I don't like the sound of you. I want to take you seriously. I want to be part of the club.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not going to lie.
Hey, this being his 14th album, not everything's going to hit.
No.
Right?
But this is one where I was like, man.
Yeah.
For some people, this is their song.
Yeah. I do wish I liked this song more because it has good bones. It feels good overall. It feels like a good song. But I don't disagree. His voice doesn't bother me. he is too pitchy with his vibrato on this one for me to really be like, yeah. Especially when you're coming, off of a really good side one closer.
Yeah.
And now I flip the cassette and I come into this one. I'm like, it's
You gotta
okay.
slog through it. 7 minutes of the shit, dude.
It's too long. And he's not afraid of long songs, even on Let's Dance. Like what China Girl's like 7 minutes long.
Yeah, I'll hang on Let's Dance any day of the week, though, because that backtrack is so sick with the guitar delays and the little freaking wood blocks.
Yeah.
There's a groove there.
And actually, if we probably won't, I don't know if we'll cover that album, but that delay was actually a mistake at first. Like they were just trying to tune it in and it came in weird. And they're like, no.
It's like shoes in a dryer thing going on.
Yeah.
But it's so charming.
Yeah.
Yeah. This song frustrates me to talk about.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of elements to speak about. However, it does also just kind of feel like one flavor the whole time. There's chord changes.
Right.
There's a whole section change, but it never leaves that. Like Born to Run just sounds the same the whole way through. Mm-hmm. This sounds the same the whole way through.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah. Actually, for Born to Run, the only thing, because the song that song hits like right out of the gate, right? It hits strong and there's like no dynamic range,
it's
except for when you get into after the bridge and you get into the ba 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 ba. Then you finally have something that turns it around and it stops and you get a breath. Then it comes in. That's to me, that part needs to happen for me to actually like that song. I don't just
ever get a breath in this song.
It's one thing, and technically, Heroes is kind of the same way, except for. I mean, because that's a long ass song too.
Yeah, but I don't know why. But Heroes to me, I respect that song. Like it feels different. It feels more sincere.
Yes, I really like Heroes.
Yeah, it feels. This song probably, arguably, has better production. Like this song feels. I like the word lush. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I was really happy with the sonic feel of it. Mm-hmm. Just not happy with the presentation at all. And it feels like it's such a moment, and I just don't like the moment, dude. I'm frustrated.
He drove his car into a bridge.
Yeah. And then he screamed like a baby.
He did.
Song number 7. Not generally loved at 2.4 million listens.
Well, like its subject matter is pretty deep. It's this whole dystopian like surveillance, like 1984 kind of Big Brother state.
I didn't know Sam's last name.
No. That's the protagonist, and he's being held along with the track's narrator in a political prison. Set in the future. It's related. It's relayed in the past tense, but it takes place in the future. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, so the storytelling gets a little odd.
Yeah.
If you duct tape it all together, it's what you said. It's this dystopian kind of place, and Sam seems to be the focal point, as he will every now and then come back to him. Mm-hmm. This is, to me, in a way, like It's No Game, part 1, in the sense that I like the song, I like the story, I like the vocal doubles down the line,
Yep.
and I hate his vocal performance for the rest of it. It's obnoxious. It's the same damn thing again. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate it fell right after Teenage Wildlife.
Yeah.
He just is still trying to yodel his way out of a bag. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up, Bowie. Thank you for writing this song. I've heard enough. I'd like to hear someone cover this song for you right now. There's a good song here, guys.
It is a good song.
There's a message here. You can slow it down a little bit. I feel like it'd actually be better.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah.
Think about if you dragged it out, made it a little more crunchy.
Yeah.
Then I actually might take on some more of his yelly stuff. Mm-hmm. But I want him to yell here, to go to one of the parallels we talked about. I'd want him to do the Psycho Killer type of presentation from Talking Heads.
Right.
If you kind of did one of these things, I'd be like, oh yeah, let's do this.
Or in the climax of China Girl.
Oh, sure.
I stumble into town, right? Oh, what's the line? But when he's in the visions of swastikas in my head, plans for everyone, and he's losing his shit.
I'd like losing his shit.
But he's in pitch, and he's
singing like full belt.
Yeah.
He's not doing this like voice actor thing. Anyway.
It's like a sacred clown. That's what it is.
Yeah. I'm just sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Must speak my truths.
Isley Brothers make an appearance here.
Do they really?
No, but the tom-tom part.
Yeah, okay, cool. I knew that from somewhere.
Yeah.
I was like, no shit. I was like, I know that guitar tone anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's not. But it features that tom-tom.
Yeah,
part.
this song to me is like one that if it showed up on the radio, I'd hit the skip button. I'm sorry. It goes uphill from here, y'all.
Yeah, it does.
But to me, unfortunately, Teenage Wildlife and Scream Like a Baby is like what I consider the low point of the album for myself.
No, I agree. I wish I liked them more.
Yeah. And it's not to say that the next tune, which is Kingdom Come, isn't a total clusterfuck, because it is.
It's a cover.
Whose?
Tom Valerain, who's of the band Television.
Okay. I've heard of the band Television.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you his name.
He did a version. This is David Bowie's version is better.
Wow. Okay. That's saying something.
Yeah. And so here's where, and the other thing is, so vocals, Bowie's voice is warbling throughout this song again, which is actually an homage to the original.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Did you notice that they grabbed the entire Phil Spector playbook and threw it at this sucker as well?
So interesting. So are you talking about the wall of reverb?
It's wall of soundy.
It is. And you know what's funny though is it's tamped back in an interesting way, and you'll be surprised to hear this. The production wise sounds like a different cover song, the song "Any Way You Want It" that Kiss covered on the studio side of their Live 2 album, which is actually
not like the Journey one.
No.
Okay.
So the "Any Way You Want It" that they're covering is Dave Clark 5.
Okay. Dave Clark 5, I've got a lot of respect for.
Yeah. But the production and the slapback reverb and everything on that thing, it doesn't sound like a Kiss song at all.
This is punchback reverb, bro.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm like, oh my God, the songs sound nothing alike, but that production is very present.
Yeah. I'm not going to call this a miss because there's something ferocious about it I kind of am into.
Robert Fripp's guitar solo.
Man, I'll light a candle and pop a Fripp, bro.
Yeah.
It's really good. And here's the difference on the vocal performance here. It's warbly as hell.
Yeah.
Well said. But his intensity meets the song.
Yeah.
I don't know that I feel that way with the last two, which is weird because you'd think for Scream Like a Baby, his intensity meet the song. There's too much of a story to tell. I wish you'd clean up your presentation.
Right.
Here, not so much.
Yeah, because this is like a sadder warbly.
Exactly. This one almost fits character.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give the free pass there. Do I like his vocals? No.
I don't either.
I think I like this song. I do not like the production. I feel very split.
Yeah. No, production in this is weird. And I saw some comment. It's like, for a cover, it's amazing how this fits seamlessly into the album. I'm not sure that it does fit seamlessly.
No, it actually sounds very alienated for me.
Yeah.
Because the reverbs used across this album specifically are almost always like plate-like.
Yeah.
And so they have like a delay
Yeah.
on their attack. Like the attacks roll down on a lot of these. And so you end up getting effect reverb and not attack reverb.
Right.
When you're doing this wall of sound type of thing, you're actually banking on these attacks to carry over and create that. That's why these, snare drums sound so distinct when you go back and listen to these Beach Boys songs. They don't sound good, but they carry. Pooh! They're like little cannons.
Yeah.
Quite distracting.
Yeah.
In the album, but I don't know. For some reason, I can't convince myself to write this one off the same way I just wrote the last two off.
Yeah. Well, I think we already covered it. The warbliness fits the character of the song. And if you listen to the original version, he's doing a warbly thing too. And with the original, at least Bowie has like some presence to his voice, and the original he doesn't have any presence. So I'm just warbling like this. He sings fine, but it's just not enough oomph to it, in my opinion, to carry, which is why no one's heard of it.
Fair enough. That's why it's on the B side of the album.
Yeah.
We can move over to Because You're Young.
Okay. Tell me about this one.
In my opinion, we recover here.
Hopefully, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
There's such a good rhythm section. We're suddenly out of Dirtville.
Yep.
You can hear his band playing again. It feels so nice.
New guitar player.
Okay, so this is it Carlos?
This is Pete Townshend.
Oh, this is Pete's song.
Yeah.
Duh. Stupid me. It's refreshing. This song feels built.
Yeah, it's very emotional, and it feels like kind of, I don't know. It feels like a generational type song. Well, because we were young, right?
Yep. I mean, I like the pulse of it is like really pushing, which is super, super cool.
Yeah.
This is the one that not rips off is a funny word. This one kind of borrows the Just Dance type of breakdown post chorus.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels very David Bowie.
Yeah.
And I'm into that. I like when he does a thing well, he does a thing well. And I'm there for it.
Yeah. I think it's really, actually, I'll say impressive how he makes a chorus out of the phrases in these lyrics, because the lyrics are, because you're young, you'll meet a stranger some night. That's fine. Because you're young, what could be nicer for you? And it makes me sad, so I'll dance my life away, a million dreams, a million scars. Like that last part is just like almost like "Hear My Dear" kind of lyrics.
Yeah.
It's just like rambling on, but somehow he gets it to fit into the phrase, and it's
He has a gift for that.
Yeah.
It's one of the few things I've learned over this experiment with him vocally is he can kind of break rules.
yeah.
He's like an airbender in that sense. He can just kind of blurt a thing out, and for some reason always seems to fit. I don't know that I would ever have that gift. My gift is to make it sound like when I'm singing, I'm actually singing words when I don't know the words of the song and I'm faking it.
Yep.
His is he can just find a way to shove shit into a pocket and it's accepted.
Well, let's revisit that, because I think when you listen to our episode on Alice Coltrane, and if you all listen to the end and you hear how we fit that album title into the rhythmic space.
Oh man, Sashmo Donata.
Yeah. Or if you listen to our Fiona Apple episode, which I highly recommend listening to that episode, I think we did a pretty good job fitting things into a rhythmic space there. So we
can do it.
Yeah.
He does it with authority that's very nice though.
Yes.
And I don't think anybody questions it, and good for him.
So go ahead.
This song isn't stellar by any means, but for me, I was just looking for a life preserver that felt more like hard four on the floor bounce, bring me back to, something that I could smash a mixed drink to and feel good about for a second.
Yeah.
Just check the box.
So speaking of mixed drinks, they were nervous about Townshend's overdub session. It wasn't really straightforward because of his alcoholism. And it took a little bit of explaining the song because he might have been a little bit loopy. And he came into the studio and he'd been drinking a lot and still busting up hotel rooms, going through the whole phase. And so when he got in the studio, he requested a bottle of wine. And he's like, he said, "Do you want a bottle of red or white?" And he's like, "There's no such thing as white wine." And so anyway, he goes through, he's like, "What kind of chords?" He was in a rough state. He somehow goes through and does some windmill, strums on this thing and nailed the part, drained the bottle of wine within 30 minutes and
It's disappeared.
done.
Bye.
Walked out. Yeah.
What a life. Disagree, Pete. I love white wine. I drink a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fine. I'm in. Mm-hmm. I got no complaints. The song to me was like a delay of the A side.
Yeah.
Specifically, no, that doesn't sound like anything on the A side. It actually, ironically, sounds closest to Scary Monsters.
Yeah.
If you take out the vocal performance and you look at the band's performance, it's like a more chill, slow. It's not slower, but like more groovy.
Yeah.
It's the closest thing I get to, or fashion. Yeah. You know, the thing I like about the Bowie songs I do play and do know, is the ones that are upbeat and meant to kind of like bop and dance. They all have a very similar pulse to them.
Yeah.
This has that pulse.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
So if you look at a Fame or a Just Dance or I don't know what's the song I'm thinking of? The one with him and Mercury.
Oh, Under Pressure?
Yeah. That has a pulse. Like he does well when there's something that feels very like pushing behind him. I like him as a follower, not a leader.
Yeah.
I like him as a section singer, not a lead singer.
Do you think we'll ever cover Under Pressure? We talk about Queen?
We'll talk about Queen, but
Yeah.
what album is that on? Because I don't know.
It's towards the end. I don't know. That is a weird song.
I like the song. I actually like it. And for a long time, I was like, David Bowie is a absolute scar on the face of what could have been a good song. Yet, I think I like the song because of the dichotomy. I think he gives, if anything else, he lights Freddie up. Yeah, which is great. He like just having him on there shows you how amazing Freddie Mercury was. But I think that there's something very raw about his performance on there and very earnest. And it's like, if I had to sing that song in a duet, it's like, I'll take the Bowie part.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. But sometime listen to that song and pay attention to the lyrics and tell me what that song is about.
No, I don't know. Shit. Okay, I'll do that later.
It's bizarre.
Okay.
But
I mean,
no more bizarre than some of the stuff we've talked about on this.
precisely.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to judge the art?
Yeah.
Well, that leaves us with the final song here, which is "It's No Game" Part 2.
The good version.
I'd say.
Yeah.
And so, we opened up with "It's No Game" Part 1, so kind of cool to bookend it.
Yep.
Right? This to me was like, whoa,
Here's the song.
I can get behind all of this.
Yep.
The funny part is I was so flabbergasted, a word I use every day, with the presentation of this song. I made a point to jump between the two. Mm-hmm. They're same tempo.
It's the same backing track. It's the same backing track.
Oh, is it verbatim?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Just a significantly better presentation.
Yep.
I love this version.
Yep.
I was telling you earlier, this one reminds me of his Black Star performance. Mm-hmm. Tame, mature, down to earth.
Yeah.
I can get behind that Bowie 100 out of 100 times. I like slightly not good singer, but low and controlled David Bowie. Because you'll never convince me he's a good singer. He's not. He's an okay singer at best with a shit ton of attitude and the ability to move planets, apparently, and push musical styles forward. But I really like the authentic, unproduced, octave down, not reliant on effect,
Yep.
storyteller Bowie here. I like this song a lot.
And not screaming out of tune.
It's fantastic, y'all. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
If you have to listen to one It's No Game, listen to two.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Yeah. I mean, as an art piece, right? Obviously,
Seriously, the same backing track? Fuck.
right. That's why the first one feels like it should be good.
It's so wildly different.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
there's other parts to it, like this.
but
Fripp's
there's
part.
elements that are not the
Yes.
same here.
No, but
and it's not just vocal.
No.
Okay.
Yes, but the core, like drums, bass.
Because they took out
Guitar.
a bunch of the riffing.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I can
the
stop freaking out now.
The karaoke track is the same, but there's different instrumentation and stuff going on, but the core stuff, it's the same track.
Okay, good to know.
Copy and paste.
I'll take based Bowie over theatrical Bowie any day of the week.
Yeah. And so as an art piece, you can see where part one was, I'm coming in, I'm panicked. It's a mess. The world is crazy. He's gone through a few moments in the album, and now he's coming down. He's like, all right,
here's the message again.
Here's the message.
Respect. Yeah. If that, by the way, if that's an actual art piece read, which I'll give, cool.
I think so. I mean,
I'm into that.
Why would you do essentially the exact same song?
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. And I mean, I guess there's probably some argument you can make. Now I'm just looking at titles now.
Yeah,
there's some argument you can make about aging, as you look at songs called "Scary Monsters," which is something a young guy would say. "Ashes to Ashes," which is literally dust to dust, right? Like a death sentence, old person thing.
Right.
Teenage wildlife. "Scream like a baby because you're young." I think there's an age theme here. And I think maybe you're opening up on this with all of the, holy shit, of being a younger person responding to, say, Crisis, which would be fair.
Yeah.
And then a very tame version towards the end would make perfect sense.
Yep. And as a bookend to a wild era of his life.
Oh. Now, see, you're making me like the album.
With as much shade as we've thrown, all in all, it's not a bad album. I had this album for years. Again, not my favorite album.
I'm a better person, a musician, and analyticist, critical person.
Yeah.
For having listened to this and for having gone through the exercises I did. Hardest listen by far for me. Not in content, but in context.
No, because episode 3 is the hardest listen.
Fucking plumb the toilet.
Yep, with my face.
Yep. This was trying for me. So it does lead me to ask you: does this album belong in the top 500 of all time?
This one is really hard for me to put my thoughts around. I thought I had an answer. Because as a David Bowie fan, I want to support the cause. As someone who has owned this album for 40 years, but rarely put it on, it's never really resonated with me that much. There are songs on here. I really like Ashes to Ashes. I like Teenage Wildlife way more than you do. I like It's No Game Because We're Young. I like there's moments on this thing I like. And so now I have to think to myself, like, how much did this move mountains?
Yeah.
And I think it definitely influenced a lot of people. But the album that we just talked about, that I'm going to Voldemort, I'm not going to talk about that piece of crap album, may have influenced more people than this one.
Yeah, agreed.
So I'm going to say I'd save this spot for someone else.
Me too. I'm going to go with a hard, respectfully no.
Yeah.
However, wildly thankful for the experience.
Yeah.
And it also, it helps to know that there's going to be at least probably 2 more Bowies on this thing.
Probably, yeah.
I haven't looked it up. I don't know actually, but I would bet my money on the over.
Yeah, I can't imagine Ziggy Stardust doesn't make it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's as influential, but I think it's a better album, Black Star, for me. Which I did listen to in its entirety multiple times. I think I actually own a physical copy. But that's a very different David Bowie.
Yeah.
That's incredibly subdued David Bowie. Here's where it lost me. This could have gotten my vote. I was borderlining around 4:00 today, dead ass. I had to go look at the songs I liked versus the songs I didn't like. It's 50-50. That was the problem. Influence alone can't carry this over the line if I don't like the music.
Right.
Same reason Fiona didn't make it.
Yep.
I need to be like, whoa. Or you need to do something so revolutionary. The kicker here is he'd already done the revolutionary thing time and time again That's why this one doesn't get to be the hurdle.
Right.
I can have an album I don't like 12 songs on of 13.
Yeah.
But if it actually changed the movement, I'm going to question it, you know?
Yeah.
This one's, he'd been in the system. And
Mm-hmm.
if I liked Scream Like a Baby and Kingdom Come, I'd probably actually be on the other side of this. But I don't.
Yeah. I don't even know that I would, because I probably like more of the songs more than you do. But I don't know. I mean, it's unique for sure.
Cool.
Right? There's a lot of unique music.
Tons.
So just like Ram by Paul McCartney was unique, enjoyable album,
Loved it.
right? I believe we downvoted that one too.
I believe so. And the funny part is if I saw this in vinyl or Ram in vinyl in a store and it's sub $20, I'm buying both. Not per.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll pay a good amount of money to own this album. I'd like to listen to Ashes to Ashes, Fashion, Up the Hill Backwards, It's No Game Part 2. Those are the ones that really stood out to me. Shit, I'll listen to It's No Game Part 1 just to get the feeling of wanting to punch him in the face again. But it's, you know, I don't know. At the B side of this is like, I'd probably just never flip the record over. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Why?
Right. So, all right. We
Damn.
got our answer.
Yeah, well, respect, dude.
Yep. So, question for you.
Uh-oh.
What is in your ears?
It's a toughie because I've been doing a lot of listening the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. David Bowie. Yeah. A lot of David Bowie.
Yeah, plenty of that. And,
Yeah.
you know, before that, too, I got kind of caught up in, I think I talked about last episode, I was caught up in the whole Yes Tube, which turned into Jean-Luc Ponty.
Yep.
So I just started exploring the world of Supertramp.
Oh, yeah. That's a worthwhile world to explore.
Something I was totally not hip to.
Yeah.
And I only did that because I refurbished a new power amp for the old record player, and I owned some Supertramp albums. So I finally started throwing them on, and you know, I knew you know Breakfast in America and all that shit, but
Yeah.
like, it's so cool to hear this like very, I don't know, like it feels like bohemian, like.
Yeah,
Kind of
okay.
like rock chomp that they have.
Yep.
It reminds you a little bit of Queen. It reminds you a little bit of ELO.
Sure.
It just has all these funny trappings of a time where I was like, if I were born then, it would make sense. Like I just it resonates with me, the music that I'm listening to, and his voice is so distinct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to Supertramp has been pretty entertaining this week.
Yeah. That's good.
How about you?
I've been listening to a favorite of both of ours because we recently went to go see the band Snarky Puppy.
Oh, hey.
We talked about that in our last week episode. And so as a result, I did a little bit of pre-listening because I knew this was the Somi tour. I didn't know, we mentioned before they did the entire album. So I listened to mostly that album.
Have
And
you listened to Somi since we went?
yes,
How do you feel?
I'm really impressed at what they pulled off.
That's awesome.
Because there's a lot of stuff that they had to cover. So it was nice to put that back in my ears and really enjoy it, and then kind of relive some of those moments from the tour. So for
those who missed our story last week, Dan and I went and saw Snarky Puppy last Monday.
Yep.
To you or 2 Mondays ago.
Yep.
Whatever it was, down in DC.
Yep.
And they're touring this album Somi, but they have the Metropole Orchestra who recorded it with them.
Yeah.
So the 10-person band Snarky Puppy was down 52 players.
Right.
And they were like, hey, we're just going to try and do the album to the best of our ability with 10 of us,
Yep.
not 62 of us and a conductor.
Right. And thankfully they have a violin player who
Zach carried so much weight.
he really did. He did like triple, quadruple duty. He just did his own parts. He would augment the horn section.
That was one of the biggest liner notes from the evening. If I can just interrupt you for 1 second, which I'm so good at interrupting. When he plays sustained lines against the horn section, I guess it was the sound in that room really accentuated it.
Yeah.
The horns just grow tenfold.
Yeah.
And he gives them a chance to like take a breath or cut off with still having this droning sustain under them.
Yeah.
What a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Please go.
Yeah. And so great performer, and then great arrangements to be able to strip that stuff down into the essential parts. And he would do triple duty because he would actually play some of the orchestral parts. Even though there's a funny moment when Jay Jennings walked around the back of the stage to play one orchestral part on the keyboard.
Yeah, he went over to Bobby's Moog and played a thing.
Yeah.
And it was like 12 seconds.
Yep. It's like it's a key part of the song, and like how are we going to do this? And we don't have enough.
Jay walked over.
Yeah.
He looked like a kid walking across a symphonic concert in middle school.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
Well, and he wears like middle school clothes, middle school from when I was growing up, because he wears like these long sleeve polo shirts.
It's like, they're like rugby shirt. He was wearing like the Abercrombie rugby shirt.
Yeah.
With a man bun, and he's like all of 5'4" or something.
Right. And that was all the rage when I was in high school. Or
New kids on the block.
Yeah, that's even after my time, but yeah.
And the other thing that Zach does is he solos like a freaking monster.
He does.
With a full pedal board.
Yeah.
Like Jean-Luc Ponty. There's another throwback to last week.
Yeah.
Just a delightful listen this week to really get to engage. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you letting me just speak over you all night. You really gave me a gift.
I felt like you just needed to work this out.
I had to, and you know, it's getting over something. I feel more at peace now.
Well, good.
With Bowie, and probably some other artists. I've just been a little like, I don't know, highbrow about. So no, this was great. This is one of the nights where I walk away from the project feeling really reassured.
Yeah. Well, good.
That I learned for the better.
I'm glad.
Speaking of learning, what do we got coming up next week?
Beauty Behind the Madness by The Weeknd.
Oh, really?
Really?
Is this the first or the second one? Is this the one with I Can't Feel My Face, or this is the one with flashing?
Doesn't it have blinded lights?
Blinding lights.
No. Nope. Oh, it has I Can't Feel My Face. Yeah.
This is the first one.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's a great video.
Yeah. You know, it's a great video. Do you ever see Walk Off the Earth's version of it?
No, but does Christopher Walken throw a lighter at them?
No. But what's impressive about it, they're performing on a arpeggio.
Oh, yeah.
And Sarah is like she's in labor. She's pregnant and in labor during the performance. And you can see she's like, I gotta get this thing recorded and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's impressive.
Labor is such a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a dude, but
Yeah.
like, it was wild. Like, labor started at 8 a.m. for us. Mm-hmm. And I'm downstairs at 2, like watching like US play Iran in the World Cup years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah," and she's like, and I'm like, the doctor says not yet.
Right.
It was wild, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
bless her soul, man.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun, I guess. Check out The Weeknd.
Yep.
And we couldn't be that far from season's end. Only a couple episodes out.
We're not too far. Only one more after this.
Wow. Well, you will have to tune in to figure out which one that you'll have to tune in to figure out which one that is.
Yeah.
Or look ahead on the list.
Yeah.
But we won't. My name is Carl Carter Fansteel,
My name is Sam Woodard.
and we will speak with you next week.
That was a show about the album Scary Monsters, Super Creeps. David Bowie changed the game before the 80s.
Backward Speeds Podcast is a Tuna-Wood production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backward Speeds Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.